Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be looking at another Dune Awakening video. So if you're not aware, Dune Awakening is the latest project from Funcom, the creators of Conan Exiles. And Dune Awakening is intended to be an MMO, that's a massive multiplayer online game. But this one with a strong survival element, which according to Funcom is the first time anyone's tried to combine the two. Apparently no one has before thought of having a survival game with MMO elements. So it sounds like a very ambitious undertaking, to say the least. Now there's no release date as such, but various sources have suggested it will be sometime in 2024, and it's going to be made available for all platforms, so that's PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. You could sign up for the beta now if you like, and the footage we're about to see is labelled as pre-alpha, so that gives you an idea of how far advanced the project is. Anyhow, the video is only about 1.5 minutes long, so we'll take a look at it first, then go back and go over it frame by frame.
I have a dream. It starts in the desert. You cling to life. You find others, friends. You wander the dry, dirty streets of civilization. In the ancient halls of the testing stations, you find answers. You seek the secrets of the ever-shifting sands. Spice. Do all of these things in my dream, Sleeper. I am terrified of what happens when you awaken.
Well, that was very exciting, I think you'll agree. But now let's look at each scene in turn and see what we can make of it all. So first up we see a guy stumbling away from the wreckage of a crashed ornithopter, which you can see on the right of the screen there, and in the background there's an approaching Coriolis storm. Now I'm assuming that this crash survivor is the character we'll be playing as, and I'm also assuming that this person will have little or no knowledge of Dune, with no real idea of how things work, because it obviously makes sense that we'd want to start playing the game with a clean slate. So in that case it must be that the survivor will be a very recent arrival to Dune, and how they've arrived on Dune is anyone's guess, but we'll just have to wait and see, won't we? Anyhow, the upshot is that our survivor is staggering off to find shelter from the storm, and here is that shelter. It's some kind of desert facility, but we don't get too many clues as to what's going on there. It's just some concrete stormproof buildings with some sand bikes and other transports just visible at the base of the ramp you can see at the front there. Next up is a night shot of a very similar desert complex. But up in the night sky you can see what looks like a Spacing Guild Highliner. If you don't know what a Highliner is, they're gigantic spacecraft that can exist in two places at once, and they're used to transport other ships for huge distances. So a Highliner is like a long tunnel, and you fly your ship into one end of the Highliner, then when you come out at the other end you're in a different part of the galaxy. And the design of this Highliner is based on the ones that you can see in the 2021 movie. And apparently this game takes a lot of its design beats from that Denis Villeneuve film, which I'm quite pleased about because I enjoy that film a lot. And these Highliners are maintained and piloted by the Spacing Guild, which depends absolutely on a steady supply of spice, which is one reason why spice is so hugely important and valuable in the galaxy. Here's an interior shot, probably of the building we just saw, and it appears to be some kind of marketplace. So I'm guessing this is where you can trade your spice for the things you need to survive in the desert, or you can sell salvage to buy spice. Because in this game it appears that spice is both a currency and also a form of XP. So you can use spice to buy things, or you can use it to develop the attributes of your character. Outside again, and here we have a landing party entering what could be a sietch. And sietch is the name given to the desert settlements owned by the Fremen, who are the native people of Dune. And apparently exploring structures like this is going to be a big part of the game. quite an interesting interior here. We found out through other promotional material that there are various research stations scattered across Dune where people have been experimenting with terraforming the planet and carrying out various ecological projects. And again, exploring these underground laboratories is apparently going to be very useful in gathering materials and such like. And now we see some sand mice, and these are based on jerboas, which are real hopping rodents that you can find in places like North Africa. And if you're interested in the lore of Dune, you'll know that the name of these mice is Muad'Dib, which is the name that Paul Atreides adopted when he joined with the Fremen in the first Dune book. And here's what the mice were running away from: a huge spice blow, which in turn gets everyone else running towards it, hell for leather, to gather it all up. So here we have some ornithopters, and they're escorting a carryall ship that's transporting a spice harvester. But it turns out that someone's got to the blow before them, and a huge firefight breaks out. And again, this is apparently going to be a large part of the game, players banding together to go on harvesting expeditions, then fighting off rival gangs who are trying to steal their spice. So I'm not sure where this leaves solo players exactly, but I'm guessing you must be able to make a living on your own, perhaps by harvesting smaller pockets of spice or getting to remote spice blows before anyone else. Alternatively, you might just have to forget spice altogether and concentrate on getting salvage from abandoned settlements and ruined ships and other equipment, which you should then be able to trade for spice in one of the markets, similar to the ones we saw earlier. Anyhow, at the end, a worm comes along to spoil everyone's fun, and we're on to our final scene, where this figure emerges from the shadows wearing a still suit. And I'm guessing this is the same character we saw at the start, so we've gone from a raggedy-ass crash survivor to a fully fledged Dune resident. And that's about it. As I said, it's a very short film, but we can extract a few details from it, I think. I mean, it looks fun. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully it will arrive a little earlier than 2024, but in the meantime I'm expecting that Funcom will release plenty of other promotional material that we can have a look at. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Hope to see you on the channel again very soon, and until I do see you again, I shall say goodbye. Okay then, cheerio.